Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope release week. Oh my gosh, we are recording a little bit late this week because of me.
Yes.
I've been having some unfortunate computer issues. We tried to record the same day that we normally do this week on Friday. My computer has not been cooperating. I've been getting blue screens of death. I think I know what the issue is. Every time I think I fix it, it doesn't really quite fix it. Just to be on the safe side, this week I am recording from a laptop, from a different computer. So if you're watching, things might look a little bit visually. If you are listening, should be exactly the same, just coming out on the feed a little bit later. And I apologize about that. But regardless, how are you doing this week, Garrett?
I'm doing just fine. Remember, it's not your fault. It is your computer.
It's my computer's
random
fault.
You can't predict this stuff.
You can't. And I was just telling you before we started recording that technology is so frustrating because, I didn't even change anything. I didn't download anything sketchy. I didn't change any settings. It just woke up and one day decided to, hate me. So
just
I don't know.
Oh, okay. You're just going to die on us. And drivers are wonderful.
That's what I think it is. I think it is a driver issue because that kind of stuff, all my programs and stuff, all of my peripherals just auto update usually. So maybe something happened in the background that I just didn't know about and just it wasn't compatible with my computer's life.
So weird. Yeah, it'll just randomly throttle your PC in weird ways and then, you just won't know.
It would be nice to know where the problem was so I could fix it, but
True.
Technology does not always want to tell you that. But regardless, besides that, I had a really good week this past week. The Phillies are in the playoffs. They are
playoffs. Nice.
They are, yeah. They could be going to the World Series today. They're playing the game that could let them go to the World Series.
Wow.
They're losing right now, but you know what?
Who are they facing?
They're playing the Padres right now, and they are leading the series 3-1. So this could be the game. Okay. They will probably play against the Astros for the World Series because the Astros are winning against the Yankees in the series 3-0. They're undefeated in the playoffs.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so this could be our year, Garrett.
All I know is Texas Rangers because I just know all the sports teams around the Dallas area. That's pretty much my sports knowledge.
Well, the Astros are from Houston. Is that?
Yes.
That's Texas, right?
Texas is a large
I know it's
net.
huge.
Let me tell you.
I know.
You can drive from one place to the other. I think it would be like a 12 or 13-hour drive from going from one corner to the next. Yeah.
So you have no allegiance at all to the Astros if we face them in the World Series.
No, I would not care at all.
You would root for the Phillies, though, right?
Sure. Yeah. I was probably geographically closer to the Phillies when I was in Pittsburgh. Or about the same where I grew up in Dallas, Texas.
That's probably true. About 5.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with Phillies on this one.
Awesome. And then besides that, Taylor Swift, I went on about this when we started recording the first time. I'll keep it shorter this time. She came out with her new album, Midnight. Y'all should go listen to it. Go stream it on Spotify.
I've listened to 2 songs.
Apple Music. What do you think? Which ones did you listen to?
I don't know. We were just listening a playlist of songs and a couple of them popped up, but they were pretty good. I like
Anti-Hero. Did you listen to Anti-Hero?
I think so.
I'm the Problem. It's Me, the one that I sent you the TikTok.
Yeah.
It's a song about climate change.
It was wonderful. That was perfectly fitting with that song. Yes.
If you remember, about 10 years ago, there was a meme going around when everybody was saying that Taylor Swift was the serial dater who all these failed relationships. Yep. People said, well, she should write a song that says, maybe I'm the problem. Well, now she has. She said, I'm the problem. It's
maybe
me.
I'm the problem. Yeah.
But it's a good song. Everyone should go listen.
Every other song's about this cute boy who's tall and wants to date, but you can't really date him and just all sorts of issues go on. I remember those days. Those were good days, though. It's nostalgia.
Yeah, her
This is
alt tab
what
is
we
still
all
very
thought
good.
in high school, about relationships like that.
Well, that's
So
the thing. Who could blame a
yeah,
teenager for writing songs about like heartbreak and failed relationships and wanting a boy?
yeah.
Like, we were all there.
We were all talking about relationships in high
Mhm.
school. That was our
Mhm.
life, our bubble.
And I feel
And
like
then
I've grown with Taylor Swift because she's only a few years
mm,
older than us. She's like
yeah,
young
that's true.
30s. And I don't know, her music is very timeless.
Yeah, cool.
But anyway, still just playing Splatoon for me.
Good.
Yeah, I'll never
Do
be
you
off that
play
grind.
like every day or every
I
other
play
day
every
or?
day. Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Even if it's just like a couple matches, like I'll do like
True.
a couple ranked matches. I'll do some. I don't do like the table turf every day, but I'm still on that grind to maxing out my level
Still
on
on that
that.
grind. Wow. I haven't
Yeah.
touched Splatoon 3 since I've gotten back. I should really touch it like a
Mhm.
little bit more. I want
There's
to
like
beat the campaign of
rumors
that at
that
least.
the like all the data mines, and I think they actually beat the campaign. It's pretty
Hmm.
easy. And then the data mine, and I think they actually did announce this before the game released, that Big Run is like a new salmon run mode that's coming, and everyone keeps
Ooh,
speculating like
cool.
when they're gonna add that to the game. It's like basically just salmon run on the regular multiplayer maps.
Hmm.
But that's, I think, besides the next
That'd
Splatfest,
be
that's what
cool.
people are excited about.
Yeah, no, I would be down with that. I would need
Mhm.
friends to play with on Salmon Run.
I'll play with you.
Okay, cool. That sounds great. And then of course Splatfest is coming up with different
Hmm.
types. So that'll be fun. I'll definitely get back into it.
Good. There's plenty. It'll be supported for 2
Yeah.
years. You have plenty of time if you're not playing it all the time.
I mean, Splatoon 2 was supported for like 5 years. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm sure they'll support this
Yeah.
until the next one, until
Yep.
Splatoon 4. So
Exactly.
yeah, good stuff.
What have you
But
been up to?
I want to keep it very brief too, since I know a lot of people out there listened to it last time. But I did beat Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite, I think, video game stories, like top 5 in my head right now. It may change depending on my mood, but it
Hmm.
really does hit a lot of kind of societal like relationship changes and elements that you don't see in a video game that much. I only see it like maybe in The Last of Us and maybe some other emotional games. But this one it covers the whole thing. It's like, what's wrong with society? Here it is. And I'm
Hmm.
like, wow, this is pretty deep. And then of course, friendship and relationships, betrayal, motivations. I like the villain in this one a lot. It's very ambiguous, but also very true.
Okay.
I can understand where that villain was coming from. The ending made me an emotional wreck. Like I was just, I didn't know what to do with myself
That's
after
a
that.
sign of
So
a really good game. It
yeah,
hits all the topics that you're talking about
yeah,
and an emotional ending, really good characters.
yeah. So I love the story and the world building. The game mechanics itself, I'm not the biggest fan compared to other people, but I think people know that about me. It's just how the game is. So
Hmm.
I'm not gonna get into details or anything. But if you guys are interested in a big, chunky, emotional JRPG story, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is probably a big one for you to check out, especially being
Do
on
you think
Nintendo
it
Switch.
will be in the conversation for the Game Awards Game of the Year?
I think so. I think at least one category. I don't think it's
What
going to be
about like
Game
the
of the Year
broad
category.
category? You don't think it'll get nominated for Game of the Year?
I don't think so. I think there is a barrier of entry into these series. People like a lot of people are not going to be familiar with the series.
True.
It's even RPG fans are not 100% of them are familiar with the series. So I don't think it's gonna be in their minds, but I think for the fans, for the people who are really into it, yeah, I think they're gonna try to nominate it and put up
Hmm.
there. I could see it being in one category though, like maybe best JRPG or something like that. It'll be in the nominees for sure.
Do
I
you
don't
think
know
it
if
could
it'll
be
win.
for, don't they have like best narrative
Could be, yes.
if
Best
you're saying
narrative
it's that
is,
strong?
yeah. I can see it being nominated for that.
Hmm.
I don't know if again, I think the Game Awards is more of a popular contest, so I just don't
Yeah.
think Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or the series itself is that popular in order to win something,
Hmm.
but I can
Which
see
is
it
a shame
being
because if
in
it's
the
that
nominees.
good
Yeah.
of a game, it deserves to be in the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. So for sure. Really like that game. I haven't gotten back to it. I know there's probably like another oh gosh, so many hours you can put into it.
I
But I
bet.
think I'm okay. Like with JRPGs, I end them and then I'm like done. Even with Pokemon, like once I'm beating the game, I know there's like so much more post content stuff. I'm just like, no, this is like I'm on the credits. I feel like I'm done with
Right.
this game. And I try to go back. It's like, it doesn't feel the same. So I just go on to the next game. You know.
No, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Will you play? What will you play next? I won't finish that sentence for you.
Okay, well, 2 other small games. Slay the Spire. I'm still an addict with that. I admit it. It's every time I'm not into a big game, this is the game I'll play. This is the game I'll always play. And just go through, do some card battles, some rogue runs. It's yeah. I always play it when I'm watching shows too and listening podcasts. This is the game I will play.
I heard it's a very good game and like very easy
yeah.
to get addicted to it.
Yes, it's I even for like non-card players, this is a very easy game to get into and just get lost in. And it's just endless runs of just card battling and deck building. And if you're into that stuff, it's oh man, you can just be lost in it in hours. I also been playing A Plague Tale Requiem on Game Pass. It's streaming on Nintendo Switch, but I would not play it on Nintendo Switch.
Is that the one that just came out?
Yes.
That I got points for the Fantasy Critic League.
Nice. Yeah, it did pretty well. I think it got like 82 or 83 or something like that.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's one of the best looking next gen games. For sure. I like the world building of this game. It's set in like 1300s in France. Very dark, very grim. I like how it kind of blends in with all the puzzles with your kind of like your companions, like brother and sister.
Did you play the first one?
I did. I played most of it. I didn't beat it though, and then I left Game Pass, so I didn't ever go back to it.
And you feel okay going into this one without having finished the first one?
Yeah, I just went into this one. It seems like it is jumping off of the ending of the first one, but I don't feel lost or anything like that. They're going on some journey again. And the rats are back. Yes,
rats.
So many rats. Oh gosh, it's like unbelievably amount of rats. Like you could not put that amount of rats in a PS4.
I love rats.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, this is the game for you. The rats try to kill you.
I assume you have to kill the rats, though, which I would not enjoy.
You do. Well, you kind of do, but they're not really rats. They're like dark ghost energy things, like in the form of like rats.
So. Like the rats in Twilight Princess when you are Wolf Link and you're going through the castle. Oh, wait, no, you didn't play that game.
I didn't play that one. No, I'm sorry.
Play
you
it so that you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. That sounds good. There's just a ton of rats in that one. Very dark. I love it. But yeah, that's what I've been playing other than the next big game that I've been getting lost into. Do you want me to just get into it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I've been playing Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope ever since Thursday. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. It's I'm about 5-ish hours in. Beat the first big planet open world thing. I'm into the second one now. It's more Mario plus Rabbids. I would say I would say it's easier than the first one.
I heard it gets harder.
It does? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard there's a bit of a curve.
The first one did have a huge curve as well. So I'm interested when the curve hits for Sparks of Hope because I haven't found it just yet. You start off with 6 characters, actually. You start off with a Mario, Luigi, Peach, and then the rabbit forms of those.
Okay.
And that's actually a lot to like take in, I would say. It's a lot of different weapons and different power-ups to start with. But it kind of eases you into it with the tutorial, very similar to the first one. The main difference, I think, between the first one and this one, it's the hub is open world instead of like linear, like you go through certain levels in a linear fashion. You're like in one world and it's very open. You can kind of like go where you want to go. Either you can do some side battles or you can go to the main objective. And so, yeah, an example is the first one's like a beach, and you kind of, oh, there's this dark mess energy stuff. Why don't you try to try to clean up all the dark mess stuff? So that's what you do. I think the battles are pretty similar to the first one. The only big difference is that instead of it being tile based, it's free roam. And so you click a character and it's more like, oh, you can go this far out distance, instead of saying this tile out there in certain distance. The cover is still tile based, which is interesting, but yeah, more free roam. I think, yeah, other than that, it's pretty similar to the first one. In terms of just like, oh, you cover and like you shoot the other enemies. Sometimes the levels are like defeat all the enemies. Sometimes the levels are like, okay, reach to the other area. Sometimes it's like defeat these eyeball looking things.
Okay.
And you make sure you go for the objective, because if you just try to like just destroy all the enemies instead of hitting all the eyeballs, they overpower you. Like you got to go for the objective in order to like get through the level.
Got it.
Yeah, that's first and foremost. I did get one of the newer characters into my party. It's like this, I forgot his name. I think it's like Blade or something like that. He's a cool looking rabbit, not based off of any character.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize that there were like original characters too.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit more originality with their rabbit characters.
Edge, Jules says in chat.
Edge. That's it. Edge, yes. And he's totally ripping off from like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, because he has this huge blade. Yeah, and he looks super cool. He tries to be super cool. And he doesn't want to be a rabbit. I could tell. He's like, just call me Edge, not Rabbit Edge or anything like that. So yeah, some cool personalities.
Cool.
Yeah, overall, I'm enjoying it so much. A lot more shorter battles going on compared to the first one. First one's like, here's this battle, do it for 45 minutes. This one's like, okay, you're getting into these small battles that may take like 2 minutes, because you kind of like, it's just like 2 enemies or whatever. And then there's some just bigger levels kind of sprinkled out. So a lot more variety in that sense. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying it.
I'm glad, because I feel like a lot of the time sequels can either really build on a concept or just not live up to what the first game was. And it feels like it's the first one is the former. It's sitting at an 86 Metacritic and OpenCritic score right now. So it's doing pretty well with reviewers. A lot of the common themes in the critic reviews, people said it was a major leap forward, like you were saying, for, it's building off of that original concept. It's a bit more complex and complete experience than the original. They said as far as the narrative that it's charming, though pretty uneventful. But regardless, it's one of the best Mario spin-offs, which is pretty big praise.
I agree with most of that so far. I wouldn't say it's more complex. We'll see how it goes in the middle of the game, but I think it's definitely, I can feel the Ubisoft atmosphere behind this game. And what I mean by that, it's like, okay, you beat the level, battle clear, here's your objective coin, here's you cleared all this stuff up, and it's just a bunch of just animations going on your screen. Congratulations, you can do the next side thing. And I'm like, yeah, this is a Ubisoft game. I could tell from the first one. I feel like it's easier. Also, I want to mention the sparks. That's another big novelty behind this. So the sparks are the little stars, right?
Oh yeah.
They're mixed between the stars and the rabbits together, and there's a lot of them actually. So and each of them have their own special ability depending on, like, if it's a dash, like it enhances your dash moves or enhances your battling, like shooting or whatever. Sometimes there's like a shockwave. So there's a lot going on with the sparks. I don't feel like putting them in combination with a character does much more with the character itself. It has just his own like power up in a way. Okay. You kind of just pick whatever and you just go for it. It may depend on.
I think I didn't really understand that concept when they were showing it during the trailers, like how that would work. Yeah. But it feels good.
Yeah, it's just like a power up thing. So imagine this star has, okay, once you activate it for this character, it'll put water damage to your gun. And so that water damage may be weak to a certain character or enemy in the battle. So you can like pair it up like that if you want. But I did not find myself having a wrong combination of loadouts and characters and sparks. Every time I get into it, I'm just like, okay, let me just try this out. Let me just try these. It's normally you play 2 or 3 characters into a battle, and then you can pair up a spark with that character. And I've never found myself struggling with
Good.
a level with a wrong combination. So,
Okay.
yeah.
But it's not you. Do you feel like it's too easy, or is it just right?
I think it's fine. I
Can't you
put on
change the? I
average.
think you can change the difficulty, right?
Yeah, I have it on
Yeah.
average difficulty right now. You could
Okay.
definitely make it harder if you want it, or very relaxed. Right? Yeah, for me, I feel like if like a non-tactical person, I like between the 2 games, I would say Sparks of Hope would be the game to go to. I think it's
Okay.
easier than the first one so far.
Maybe they took
But we'll
some
see
feedback
how
if
it
people
goes.
were saying, "Oh, I'm completely new to this genre. It's so hard." Maybe they um, made it
Mhm.
a little bit, better leveling for easy, medium,
Mhm.
hard.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's it's a very good experience so far. I'm really
Good.
enjoying it.
I'm
So,
glad. I know that's a
yeah.
very anticipated game for you. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to hear how the rest of it goes.
Mhm. Sounds good. I'll
Yeah.
probably beat it in like 2 or 3 weeks, and then we got Pokemon coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming up
That's
quick.
coming fast. That's about a month away. Less
Oof.
than that. Less
That's
than that now.
then I got Triangle Strategy and the Fire Emblem 3 Hopes
Mm-hmm.
before the end of the year. And then we got Game
Mm-hmm.
of the Year conversation coming up.
It's going to be a good end of the year for
Wow.
us, for sure. I actually took it out of the notes, but just a quick little shout that the previews for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came
Mhm.
out this past week, where a lot of the major outlets were able to play the first
Wow.
hour of the game, and the preview responses were generally positive. People were saying that this is, a step in the right direction for Pokemon. A lot of really good things. They were talking about how there are a lot of performance hiccups that they experienced,
Oh,
but
wow.
also noted that they were playing an earlier developmental build of it. So,
Okay.
I mean, maybe they'll fix that. How Game Freak might not always, go back and fix a lot of those things, but we can't judge it until it's actually released.
Yeah, I
It's
wonder
a good
how they
sign so
define
far.
performance hiccups
I think
because
a lot of the things that we had talked about in Legends Arceus, like the frame
okay.
rate, the draw
So typical stuff.
distance, low texture, low res
Got it.
textures, like pop-ins and things like that. So
I don't
we'll
think it's gonna
see.
matter too much
I don't
then
think
if it's
so. Like,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I want those things to all run smoothly, but also I feel like you don't need that strong of a performance in a Pokemon game. Like, it's a slower turn-based
Mhm.
RPG. Like, if there's frame rate drops, okay, it's annoying, but like unless it's really bad, I don't really care.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's
Yeah.
well, we get what we get with Switch hardware in Pokemon games these days, so
That's
just
true. We've learned
just
to
gotta
live with
accept it.
it.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. A big story that took place over this past week. So it kind of started a week ago and developed throughout
Yeah.
the entire week. Was all this drama about Bayonetta 3, specifically some stuff with the former voice actress, Helena
Mhm.
Taylor. She was the English voice actress of Bayonetta 1 and 2. I'll give a quick summary of everything that went down. I know that we had some questions in about it, and we'll just kind of briefly go over it all. Just because it has been the talk of the town, and it's kind of, I think, come to an end, but who knows? So last week on Saturday, Helena Taylor was speaking out on why she did not return for Bayonetta 3, because there's a new voice actress. She said that she was ultimately offered $4,000 as a flat rate after negotiating with the creator of the series, Hideki Kamiya, himself, and she thought this was too little for her talent and her commitment to the character and the fans. So she mentioned that the Bayonetta franchise has made $450 million before merchandise. She ended her video. She posted all these videos to Twitter explaining all of this, and she ultimately asked fans to boycott the game. And a lot of people were rallying about that, like, only $4,000. That doesn't seem like it's a lot. She's the voice of Bayonetta. So then the next day, Kamiya kind of went off the deep end on Twitter a little bit. He tweeted, and English isn't his first language, but he tweeted in English, sad and deplorable about the attitude of untruth. He ended up getting his Twitter account restricted from blocking too many people too quickly, which is kind of a Kamiya thing to do. He blocks anyone who responds to him in English, but I guess he did it a little bit too much on Sunday. He deleted his Twitter account overnight and then came back the next day with more tweets that didn't make any sense.
Of course.
On Monday, the current voice actress of Bayonetta, Jennifer Hale, you might know her from the Mass Effect series. She played Commander Shepard. She released a very neutral statement. It was very classy. She was supporting every actor's rights to be paid well. She did note that she is under an NDA. She's not at liberty to speak about the situation any further. Fair. Tuesday, the outlet Bloomberg released a report claiming that two sources close to Platinum, this is Jason Schreier, by the way, from Bloomberg, two sources close to Platinum, but was not Platinum themselves, say that Helena Taylor was offered $3,000 to $4,000 per session of recording for at least 5 sessions, and that Taylor had asked for a 6-figure fee and residuals. Taylor denied that report, said it's not true. Finally, on Friday, Platinum themselves released a statement giving full support to Jennifer Hale, asking for people to refrain from further comments that would disrespect her or other contributors to the series. That's a lot. That was a lot that happened over the course of the week. The narrative flip-flopped, very extreme, I think, on Twitter, people's opinions of it after this Bloomberg report came out. Matt had written in and asked us, very curious to hear all of your opinions on the Bayonetta 3 voice actress fiasco, from the initial $4,000 offer story to the alleged higher $15,000 offer. Should the lead voice actress of a successful Nintendo published franchise who ended up in Smash be paid more than these values?
Wow. That's a lot going on. Yeah, I've been following the story. Of course, everyone's been following the story. If you're ever, familiar, you get into Twitter at all. It was all over, and people had opinions all over the place. I think my first thought when I saw the video and the tweet and then the value, I think my first gut instinct was that's low. That's a low ball. That was my gut instinct. Now, what I thought after that was, okay, why was it this low? Or is there any, I wouldn't say any lie to it, but what's the details? Because
there should be more to the story. Why was it that number? Right.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I truly don't know what the average is for voice acting. I don't know what's the landscape behind it or the business. I don't know how much time they put into it. So I truly I was like, okay, that's a low ball. Hands off. I just don't know what to say about it. So I'll just keep we'll see how this goes. And then I saw a lot of people, out there. It's like, of course, they're gonna boycott it because of this kind of outlandish kind of offer from the developers. That's your prerogative. No ill will. If you want to boycott it, that's your opinion. That's great for you. But when I see this kind of argument between her and then with Platinum and what's the actual value, this is where it gets a little muddy. I just didn't. I don't know. Did Helena Taylor lie, or just I don't know what to think about it anymore when Platinum says a totally different thing. Now, okay, granted, $15,000. I would still say that's low, but that's just me looking at the number. I just don't know when I compare it to others. And then when I read a little bit more on Twitter, it's that's kind of average kind of pay for 3 to 5 sessions for a AAA developed, published video game. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think we were surprised that that's considered to be high at $15,000, or that $4,000 was considered average.
Yeah. So again, I just don't know how much practice, how much time goes in, because I think that matters, I think, when looking at the offers here with voice acting, like $4,000. I'm like, okay, that's a 1 month work. I think in my head, it's like on
Mm-hmm.
average a salary. I'm just thinking where I live and whatever. It's like that is a 1 month
Mm-hmm.
kind of pay to me in my eyes. 15,000 would be 3 months ish, 3 to 4 months. So that I don't know if that's low or high for voice acting. So it was a little bit weird just to see the situation unfold. It looks like end of end of the day, if you want to support Helena Taylor based off of this kind of fiasco, go for it. That's your opinion, and that's wherever you want to take it. But I don't think people should be kind of bullied into not buying this game, because
Right.
a lot of people are really excited for this one. And so
It's a
I
long
just
time
think
coming
it's
for
fine.
sure, this game.
Yeah. So anyways, Platinum Games in general, and of course Hideki Kamiya. He's always been a character, always been a prick in
A little bit.
social media. I don't. Platinum Games has always been a hit or miss with me, so I
Mm-hmm.
take each game like wait for reviews, including Bayonetta, just because they've been on the last like strings here, especially with
Yeah.
their latest game, Babylon's Fall, being downright awful.
Was it
They
bad? Oh
only,
no.
yeah, they're the only other games that they're really good as, really the Nier series and then Bayonetta. Those are like
Yeah.
the two big ones I could think of.
And I see a lot of people
Yeah.
talking about in chat, like, yes, it's $3,000 a day. That's, a lot in the grand scheme of things, but also they are not going to be working every day. When you're a voice actor, you go from gig to gig. Like, it's not, she might have that job and then not get another gig for months from now. She might have to, I mean, to be fair, and I didn't include this in the notes. Helena Taylor was saying that she is facing homelessness. She can't make her car payments. She was breaking NDA by coming out and saying all of these things. So there was a lot at stake for her to come out and say this, that she, is risking a lot. She's risking future employment, that, who would want to hire her after speaking out and breaking NDA like that? That's not a good look for her, for sure. So I feel like, I don't think she was straight up lying, because she put a lot on the line to come out with this. But I think there is more to the story that we still don't know, because of course Platinum Games is going to want to protect themselves. These sources
and
that are
Nintendo.
coming out, I'm personally surprised that people flipped so quickly to like totally believe her, to totally believe these anonymous sources that aren't even people who are at Platinum Games. I know that Bloomberg is reputable. They do get a lot of, scoops and stories, and, they work very hard to maintain a reputation. But I don't know how you can be so quick to completely dismiss her and completely defend Platinum Games for that report and for coming out with their very neutral statement. I think it's a very he said, she said. There's probably truth in both sides. There's probably untruth in both sides. I don't know. I think we are surprised, though, ultimately, that that voice actors, because a lot of voice actors did come out and say like what they thought, like, oh yes, that's, $4,000 would be on kind of, that the average or higher range of what we're asking, of what we normally make. I mean, who's the voice in, like, who plays Joel in The Last of Us? Is that what the heck is his name?
Is that Troy Baker?
Troy Baker, yeah. Like, who knows how much he makes, but I would have expected somebody who, who is the lead voice actress on the third outing of a successful game to not just be making a little bit more, but that they would want to keep her around. So I don't know. It could be the truth that she asked for a ridiculous amount and they, didn't want to keep her, but I don't know why she would go out on, and risk so much with so many, I don't know, with her version of it, if there wasn't some kind of truth to it.
Yeah.
But I think it's more to the story that we don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of it too much, other than I don't care for people wanting to get this game or not because of this voice acting reason.
Yeah, I agree.
So she did what she needed to do in her mind. That's great. I'm sure she's. I don't think any publisher or developer would trust even like working with her now. I think she's
No,
kind of
which
done with
is,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy that she would give all of that up if there wasn't some kind of truth to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll ever know. But I think that I'm just surprised that a lot of people are so quickly taking Platinum's side for anonymous report.
Well, yeah. I think it's not just Bloomberg though. There's multiple sources that confirm that as well. So there's at least 2 other outlets that corroborated with Bloomberg, and they're all separate sources. So there's.
But they're all anonymous sources, right?
Yeah, I think they're put on background because they cannot break NDA.
I understand that. But I think Jason Schreier, at least, I don't know about the other reports, but Jason Schreier of Bloomberg did say that his sources were not employees of Platinum Games.
Okay. But still, they're probably saying some stuff like that is probably, they'll put on background. They're anonymous because they don't want to risk their jobs or anything like that. Anyways, guys, go buy Bayonetta 3 if you want. That's all I can. Like,
yep.
I think another thing though, even if it's true, this $4,000 flat rate, she made it sound like she's that Bayonetta's her character, and like she was entitled with some kind of rights to the character. That's what it felt like in the video. Where I understand she bonded with the character. It's not her character. It's Platinum's character.
And she might have created a voice. Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with her part of saying that that Jennifer Hale should not sign merchandise as Bayonetta. No, she's the voice of Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3. It's
so yeah. A little bit. It's like, okay, we get it that you have some bond with this character, but at the end of the day, Platinum gave you an offer, you refused it, so they went to someone else. That's just the business,
and it is legal. Yes,
it's all
regardless. What they did was legal.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if it was moral, but it was legal.
Go play Bayonetta 3, guys, and have fun. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be just as fine as Bayonetta 2.
Does it come out next week? I think it comes out next week.
Pretty soon.
Like this upcoming week.
Yeah, this upcoming week, I think, yeah.
Mario Party 1 and 2 are coming to Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack on November 2nd. We knew that they were coming before the end of 22, although I'm a little bit surprised because I thought they would do 1 in November and 1 in December. But they're doing 2 in November, so that leaves December open. Who knows? I'm glad that we're getting both of them.
Yeah, that's interesting. 1 plus 2. Maybe there'll still be 2 separate games.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Yeah, I want 3. 3 was my favorite. I think that's coming out next year.
Yeah, I think so. I think they did say 23, so either they moved it up or it could be GoldenEye that's coming in December, because I think they didn't date that one. They didn't say 23 for that one. So
that's true. They just announced it, so could be December.
Could be. The Super Mario Bros. Movie gets a PG rating. That means they legally get 1 F word usage. Which character is most likely to get that F word usage, do you think, Garret?
Probably Toad.
I agree, Toad.
Yeah.
Although I could see Donkey Kong with Seth Rogen using it.
Oh, no. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a blooper at the end. You know? So 1 F word, like, fully spelled out, like
it can still be G, and you could use the F word.
Nice. Cool.
I don't think it'll be in the Mario movie, but it would be fun to imagine that.
Why 1 time? That's such a weird rule.
If you use it twice, it's no longer PG.
It's PG-13. Nice.
Yep.
Interesting.
Digimon World Next Order is coming to the Nintendo Switch on April 22nd.
Yay, more Digimon. I think it was just a random announcement that came out last week, so I just wanted to shout it out. I know.
Did we know that this was coming and we just got the release date, or is this just announced for the Switch?
This game came out on originally PlayStation Vita. It's on PS4, and then it just got announced coming to Switch and Steam.
Okay.
So it's kind of just a port over. I'm just glad we're getting more Digimon games on the Switch. I know a lot of people are into it.
I heard that series is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alan Wake Remastered, or should we say demastered, is now out on Switch. How do you feel about that, Garrett?
Don't play it. Do not get it on Switch. It looks terrible on Switch.
That's a shame.
Like polygons ripping and textures, like I just abysmal performance issues with this one. And this one randomly came out. This was not announced. It just like dropped in the middle of the week. I was like, okay, they just dumped it and just went on their merry way to like another project because it looks bad. So don't get this one. Get on anything else.
Anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Persona 5 Royal is looking fantastic on the Nintendo Switch. Play it now.
Yes, this one is a fantastic port. It's like Persona 5 Strikers.
Did that come out this past week?
Yeah, it came out this past week. It came out Friday. So get on Switch. It looks gorgeous, and you can play it in any other platform now. Persona 5 Royal, one of the best JRPGs ever made. Still got to play it, though.
No, what a year for RPGs on Switch.
It's, oh my gosh, too much. Like, I can't keep up.
You're not going to get any RPGs for the next 5 years because they all came out this year.
Pretty much, yeah. I'll be playing Persona 5 Royal on Xbox. I need to get through the Royal version because I played the original one back in 2017. I need to play the Royal version of it, and I'm most likely on Xbox. So, man, yeah, too many RPGs on Switch. It's crazy.
It's a good year. Good year. That wraps up the news for this week. We have some additional questions directly from you. Delvin, to start us off, wants to know Steam Deck or whatever that nonsense Donnie is promoting. The Logitech G? Is that what it's called? The G?
Yeah, the Logitech G Unit or G Cloud or Unit.
G?
Yeah.
Why G? What's G stand for?
Gaming, I guess. I don't know. There's a G in the back of this handheld. Just quietly.
Donnie's very excited about it.
Yeah,
I don't want to rip it too hard because he's very, very excited.
Well, yeah, he's very excited now. We'll see how he is in a month from now. But yeah, the Logitech always has this G symbol. With it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's their gaming lineup or whatever. Is that G symbol?
Okay.
Is their G?
I have their webcam. It says Logi on it. Logia.
Oh, okay.
I don't see a G.
Yeah, the G is like kind of their gaming brand or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, 100% Steam Deck for me. But that's I think people know my reasons, and that's because I despise cloud gaming. I just never had good experience with it, and even if I have a good experience with it, I would have one or two rip and tears every 30 minutes, and that completely like. It gets back into me. It's like, oh, this is a cloud game, not a native game. I need to get out.
Cloud gaming is only as good as your internet, and if you don't have reliable internet, it's no good.
I think it's getting better. I don't want to like harp on it too much. I think there's certain services that do a better job. I think what's really irks me about cloud gaming is the reliability of having good internet all the time, 24/7. That's what you have to have. I can't do like it. Just that would mess me up so much. So I was like, no, I gotta.
With the Switch and the Steam Deck, you can take it with you. I know you said that you played a lot, like on the bus. You know, you take it with you. You can't do that with the Logitech G.
Well, you could. There's like you can put emulation stuff and local stuff, and it's
not out of the box.
Right. Yeah, right. So yeah, I don't. Again, if you're into cloud gaming, this is a cool thing you want to check out. But the price now, it used to be so the pre-order bonus price was $300. That's out of the question for me. It would be probably $150 if I even give it consideration. Oh my gosh, Frisk. It's now $350. That's the price of a OLED Switch. I just can't even compare that. Like it's just definitely not for me. Steam Deck. Now, I want to, for the audience, I think the Steam Deck is not for like the general audience. It is certainly a handheld where you go into and you tinker with games. Most of the time, out of the box, the games are good with Steam. But there's some instances where you have to mess with the graphics or whatever. You got to be like more of a PC gamer with the Steam Deck.
Right.
Whereas the Logitech G Unit, it's pretty easy to get into. You get into your cloud gaming, you sign into your account, you go
I can
right
see the
into
appeal of
the
that.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very easy to get into. It's very user friendly in that sense. So if you just want a cloud gaming handheld unit, I would first think about getting a Kishi or an attachable controller with your phone or a tablet. That would be the first thing I would think, because that's $100 compared to $300. The next thing I would think about is this unit, even though it's a little bit pricier. It is easy to get into. So there you go. But
I'd
get a
still get a
Switch,
Steam Deck.
and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 2 questions about Taylor Swift and video games.
Yeah.
I'll just read both and we can kind of answer them together. G-Man wanted to
Sure.
know, imagine if Taylor Swift was a video game character. What's the game she's in? And why would I buy it? Or why would any of us buy it? And then Kyle wants to know, if Taylor Swift was in a video game, what kind of video game genre would she appear in? Would you rather see her as a protagonist or antagonist?
Ooh.
I don't know. What kind of video game character would she be? I mean, I guess a rhythm game, right?
Yeah, sure. Rock Band, Taylor Swift edition.
I would buy that. I would definitely buy that. That's what I want.
I would buy it too. I would go through all the Taylor Swift songs with the
She has
guitar.
a huge library. Yeah. That's what I want.
She could have like volumes, like Taylor Swift Volume 1, 2010 to 2013.
This is her 10th album, by the way, her 10th studio album.
Goodness.
And she has 2 re-recordings.
2 re-recordings of albums?
With additional songs. Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, she's going after it. A video game character. She's the most neutral character, I would think. Like, I don't like I from what I understand with Taylor Swift, she's out there doing her songs or whatever, but she doesn't talk too much personally about her opinions or lives, right? Like I don't see her in the public face too much,
Right.
other than
Her personal life is pretty private, especially now. She, kind of is keeping her relationship a little bit more private, secret. She did speak out a little bit politically last election for Tennessee politics, for the Tennessee senator, to try to get young people to go out and vote. But,
that's good. Cool. Well, yeah, sorry guys. Taylor Swift in a video game character, probably the most neutral NPC, just singing songs.
Yeah.
I can see her. I just, yeah. Other than that, I don't know. She doesn't have too much of a personality face too much on social media or anything like that. So good for her.
She would be an Easter egg in a video game because she puts out Easter eggs for all of her songs and secrets and hints and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. She would be not even a protagonist or an antagonist. She would be the NPC. She would be this, just whatever.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then finally, Adam says, I put Nintendo Shack podcast in an AI image generator, and this is what came back. Do whatever you wish with this. I haven't seen this. Do you have a copy of it, Garrett?
I do. Hold on. It is. It creeps me out, actually.
These AI generators are getting very popular.
Oh, I've been digging into like how these art is generated and what models they use, and it's creeping me out, actually. Like how much
doesn't it take it
learning
from like different resources, like it learns over time based on different keywords and resources, like other people's art.
Yeah. No, yeah, it takes in everything.
So what does Nintendo Shack podcast look like? What does a computer think it looks like?
Oh my gosh, it's so weird. Oh, I'm glad it makes you laugh.
Mario's face in a circle. It's kind of Mario, sort of. It's like a very
It's kind of Mario, but has a beard. I don't know
has a
what's going on with
beard.
the beard.
And it's
Yeah.
not Shack, it's
Shaq.
Stack.
Shaq.
Stack.
And I wonder why it has stack and then it has a little dot at the top right. I don't know why.
I don't know either. That's so funny. Oh, it's probably like a little TM logo or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
trying to
copyright.
like market as like, hey, this is like a corporation of some kind. I think the Shaq brought out the beard. It's like, okay, Mario in kind of a Shaq form. What does he look like? He's got a little bit of a beard.
That's
I
funny.
think the eyes are creepy. I think the black Mario hat is creepy. I'm not down with this AI art. I think we need to take them down. And it's like
Ah,
getting really, really accurate in certain
yeah, it is kind of
aspects.
scary
Yeah.
for the future. Like, I feel like it's one of those things that can be used for good, but it could also be used for not so good.
Well, we're getting to the point where AI art is actually on a competitive level with artists. I think they revealed one article like this generated AI art won an art competition compared to like the rest of
That's
like the artists that entered
that's
this
wrong.
online
That is
competition.
wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah. So it's I mean, and even a year ago it didn't have this type of models, but like people so the issue is people keep feeding in
Mm-hmm.
all the prompts and simulations into
Mm-hmm.
these models. Of course, they're going to learn off of that and then just
Mm-hmm.
reiterate and learn and learn and learn, and to the point where this is where we at right now. You can put in a prompt and it will give you pretty accurate depictions and
It's
just
scary.
generate an image. Yeah.
It's scary.
So, anyways,
Well,
that's our mascot in the
that's oh my god,
AI
wait, it
art
should be. It should
universe.
be our mascot. A very creepy version of Mario.
So, anyways,
Well, Garrett, the Phillies are 2 outs away from going to the World Series. I
that's
may or
good.
may not have been glancing at the scoreboard
Of
this
course,
entire game.
no, it makes
This
sense.
entire podcast. But yeah, we'll be back our normal time next week. Hopefully my
Yeah.
computer issues are fixed. I'm gonna like do a little bit of some stress tests on my computer and see if I can still replicate it after the fixes
Cool.
I've tried. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm praying for you. Hopefully, it's
Thank
just
you.
an easy fix for you. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
So yeah, next week we'll be able to talk about Bayonetta if it's
Yeah,
going to score well or
reviews
not
will be out. Yeah.
on its release day, and yeah, we'll go from there.
And Pokemon's coming up close, and
Mhm.
now we're getting into the holiday season, which is good.
Oh, I'm so excited. There's going to be so many exciting things over the next few weeks. It's going to be good.
Oh, really? Nice.
Good.
I'm just ready for my pumpkin spice lattes. I'm
Yeah.
ready for that. I
Heck
already
yeah.
see it at Starbucks. So,
Yes.
anyways,
All right. That's going to do it, Koopalings. See you next time.
bye-bye.